Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a brand new video from the Food Test about how do hydration drinks actually work. And that's a serious question because I know many of those drinks are meant to have like electrolytes to help replenish those from what you're sweating out, but how do they actually work? Let's hop in and see what these guys have figured out. Santi, take it away.
Do sports drinks actually make you better at sports? Boy, do I hope so.
Throw me a drink, please.
Ow.
Thanks.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the channel that's not gonna use Gatorade's tagline for this opening joke. But let me tell you, I am in pain. A couple days ago, a bunch of my friends down here in Miami asked me if I wanted to join them for some soccer. And you know me, I ain't want to back down from a challenge, even if it has been a few years since I laced up my cleats. Those fools needed to be put in their place after all. And of course,
Really, Santi?
I killed it. I was feeling
wow.
great, on top of the world even, until I woke up. Ordinarily, I'd consider that a pretty
the
fair trade.
stress.
One sore morning in exchange for showing my friends that Santi still got it. I'd make that deal
Impressive.
every day of the week. But that's the problem, because this game, it's a regular weekly thing. And man, I just don't know if I have that in me anymore. Even in my prime, I would cramp up from a few sprints. Is
Oh,
it
that
time for
hurts.
me to admit that I'm old, that I'm getting older? And so I sat there in bed, writhing in pain about
If you can't say it, try spelling it. And why'd you puke on the D?
to shoot my friends a text saying I can't go next week, when I remembered the GOATs. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls, including his last
Oh,
one at
damn.
43. And Messi, the other Argentinian legend, delivered Argentina's first World Cup win since 1986 at age 35.
Oh,
and even at
damn.
38, he's still killing it at Inter Miami. If the GOATs didn't let Father Time keep them down, then why should I? And so I have to find a way
That's
to
cool.
ditch the cramps and get my mind and body into peak physical shape. But in order to do that, I'm gonna need some help. Some
An ice pack on the muscle and some pickle juice.
hydration help
That would be
from
my
these
bet.
guys. In order to get pitch perfect, hashtag bars, that's a double entendre, I'm gonna be trying out all of the most popular sports drinks, from the classic brands to influencer products and even Messi's very own drink. I'm pitting
Well,
these
alright.
drinks head to head to see which gives me that competitive advantage and protects my hammy so that I don't embarrass myself when I lace up to the field next time. Here's the plan. Each day is
Let's
game
find
day,
out.
split into 2 halves. First half, nothing. No drinks, no water, just me and my body slowly remembering it's 31.
Oh,
Then at
God.
halftime, I can drink as much of the drink of the day as I desire, whatever it takes to get me going again. Then in the second half, I'm gonna run the same challenges again, except this time, if I need a drink, I can have as much as I'd like. We'll then collect the data on how I did in the
Okay,
second
that's
half
not
to see
bad.
how our sports drinks improved or didn't improve my performance. I'll be looking for 3 things. 1, will it stop me from cramping up? This is a must and sort of a bare minimum. 2, how does it make me feel? Might sound similar, but if it feels like I have a gallon and a half of liquid sloshing around while I run, I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
bad time. And finally, will it actually
If you are ever running, do not swallow so much water and then keep going. And drink water, take a break, about 10 minutes or so, depending on how long you need, and then continue your run. Otherwise, you're about to puke all of that back up and you're not feeling good.
help in keeping my times and scores similar or even better than the first round? Sure, these brands all talk about their sugar levels, electrolytes, potassium, minerals, and all that jazz, but it doesn't mean squat if they don't actually help me perform. I mean, look at these commercials.
Scientifically designed to hydrate better than water.
to help you on your journey to greatness.
You got
Gatorade, of
Kendrick
course.
doing push-ups for like hours, so I'm taking them at face value. Will these sports drinks actually make me better at my sport, or just have me feeling pain? And here's the thing,
Ooh,
regardless of
let's
whether or
find
not
out.
these drinks do help me be better at the sports I like to play, I'm gonna need to actually recover in between these hot days of running at the park. Best way to do that? Sleep. And nothing helps me sleep better than today's sponsor, Helix Sleep. I've said it before, and I'll say
Okay, that was actually a pretty good transition. Alright, Santi, take the floor.
it again. This is the best mattress I've had ever. We had the pleasure of working with Helix Sleep before, and ever since I took that sleep quiz to find the perfect mattress for me, I've canceled more plans than ever before because I haven't wanted to get out of bed. Brunch? Movie premiere? Ha! Tom
come
getting
on.
ripped apart by a pack of hyena? Yeah, okay, I'd get on with that. But
Not the
seriously,
hyenas.
I had pretty bad back problems for a long time, especially because my older mattress sank in the middle and had me and my wife waking up in a hole, a sweat-filled hole control because she turns into the Human Torch when she's asleep. But with our Midnight Lux mattress, we both wake up refreshed and happy. Only thing this mattress can't fix is her talking in her sleep. It's bad, please help. But not before you
How
get
bad
your
could it
own
be?
at helixsleep.com/thefoodtheorists. Thank you again, Helix Sleep, for sponsoring today's episode. Visit helixsleep.com/thefoodtheorists to take advantage of their Labor Day sale exclusive partner offer. 27% off site-wide. Now,
pretty good.
Let's run and sweat in the heat while I leave my bed. The mini little combine I've created for myself will
You did it
consist of a
yourself.
2-lap run around the track, a 40-yard dash, an agility ladder exercise, a reaction test, and since my sport is soccer/football, I'll be doing a fun little shooting accuracy drill. A goal in the general middle of the net will get me 1 point. Top corners will bag me 3, bottom corners 2, and the posts a measly 0.5. I'll
Yeah,
have
it makes
5 shots
sense,
to
yeah.
accumulate the most points I can. While past me suffers in the relentless, nightmarish humidity of
Ooh, that
Miami
went
in the
way
summer,
over.
It's gonna be a long, 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 long day.
let's talk about what sports drinks actually are and how they even got that moniker to begin with. When we talk about sports drinks, most people will default to Gatorade since it's the first sports drink.
Yeah,
right?
just about to say,
kinda. See,
the
there was
most
actually a
basic.
predecessor, one that folks in the UK should be fairly familiar with, Lucozade. It launched way back in
Lucozade?
1927, a full 40
Oh.
years before Gatorade hit the market. Gatorade
Oh,
gets all
whoa,
the
okay.
glory on kind of a technicality. See, Lucozade wasn't sold as a sports drink. It was sold as a medicinal drink for people that needed a quick hit of glucose and fluids when they were sick. Gatorade
Ah, you mean it's morphine? I'm sorry, that's just a joke.
was the pioneer of the sports drink because it was created for athletes and their performance. Hence the name, actually. Fun fact, it was all
Yeah,
because they were
sports
asking
drink.
themselves why football players weren't peeing after games. It wasn't until the 80s that Lucozade realized they could be making boatloads more money following Gatorade's lead and rebranded. It's still massively popular in the UK, but Gatorade had too much of a head start for Lucozade to stand a chance anywhere else.
That is
Speaking
a
of
little
standing a chance,
unfortunate.
the 40-yard dash? Not my friend. What you're seeing there is a stiff 5.8 seconds. Don't know how much Lucozade would have helped, but my second round after Gatorade went down to 5.37. Something I'm honestly shocked
not
by,
too bad.
especially considering this was almost an hour after the first sprint. That's Gatorade for you, I guess. The OG and reigning king with 61.6% of the sports drink market share. It's been the
Damn,
shower of
that's impressive.
victorious coaches all across sports for decades. 140 calories in a 20-ounce bottle, 270 milligrams of sodium, 80 of potassium. Basically, carbs and salt. Exactly what's lost in sweat. So theoretically, perfect for recovery. But
Yeah,
is that
that's
what
not
sports
bad.
drinks are made for? A post-game recovery drink? Well, no, not originally at least. It was definitely made for a during sort of thing. Gatorade was made in 1965 by the University of Florida for their football team, the Gators. Boo, UF.
Oh.
I'm all about the U.
So that's why it's called Gatorade? Whoa, well that's a shock. Okay, no, it's not a shock, but it is a little surprising.
But yay for
'Cause I didn't
keeping
know.
people alive
Simple.
in the summer heat. Kind of.
I also feel my mouth so dried out. Takes energy to swallow. Shut up.
Like I mentioned, the coach at the time wanted to know why his players weren't peeing after games. He recalled his own days playing as a pro and losing up to 18 pounds per game and asked the resident kidney specialist,
God.
Robert Cade, for his advice. They figured it out and started testing it on the freshman team. Coach had faith, but not tested on your A-team faith. Their test was actually pretty much the same as mine, except instead of the exercises I'm subjecting myself to,
This is already horrible.
they put their
Already
freshmen against
horrible.
the B team. I told you, faith, but not tested on your A team faith. By the end of the first half, the B team was ahead 13 points. But after being given the Gatorade prototype, the freshmen came back in the second half and scored 7 touchdowns on the exhausted B team. The coach was so astonished,
Now
he made
that's
them
how
get
you
a
do it.
giant batch ready for a big game the next day. This was close to my experience too. When it came to my run, after drinking Gatorade, I actually beat my initial time, even if I didn't feel that great afterwards.
I have some good news and I have some bad news.
5.43.
The good news is I'm staying hydrated. The bad news is feeling a little crampy in the groin area. I've been like trying to stretch in between, but I think this sprint might just be the death of me.
So at least in the early days,
Well, be
sports
careful,
drinks
man. We don't
definitely
need you
look
dying.
to actually make you better at sports, at least performing in them. As for me, well, let's just say in the first half, I felt like my legs had been replaced with 2 sacks of wet laundry. Post Gatorade, I got a bit more of a spring in my step. And this is where I would show you more clips, if I had any. Yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately,
no, what
due
happened?
to some technical difficulties, we lost about 2 days worth of footage from this episode and couldn't get it
Oh,
back. But it's
damn
okay.
it.
We'll power through. So why did sports
I
drinks
hate when that
become the
happens.
go-to over plain old water? Simply put, because of the electrolytes. We've covered electrolytes in episodes before, but basically
I
they
remember
help your
that.
body regulate chemical reactions all over. Nervous system, pH levels, muscle contractions, all of that
Everything.
kept in check thanks to electrolytes. One of the most important electrolytes, sodium. In fact, a study done in 2015 showed that triathletes who adequately replaced their lost sodium during a race finished an average of 26 minutes faster than those who didn't. Both
Damn,
Powerade and
that's
Gatorade
nice.
are high in sodium, which makes sense as two of the most popular sports drinks out there. But when it comes to performance in sports and sporting better, sporting good, there's another obstacle athletes face: cramping. Like I mentioned, I'm
Sporting
a
great.
big cramper. Don't know why, but I've always struggled with it. And you often see athletes in long-running sports like soccer, American football, or rugby buckle over in the late minutes of their games. When it comes to cramps, sodium is important, but there's another electrolyte that's equally important:
Potassium.
Something that both Gatorade and Powerade have fairly little of, as I learned the hard way.
Oh, my butt's cramping. Ah, legit,
Oh.
my butt's cramping.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Fuck
Oh, my butt's cramping.
In case it wasn't clear, my butt was cramping. The third most popular sports drink out there, Body Armor, also owned by Coke, actually has a much lower amount of sodium compared to the other two and focuses on potassium, 860 milligrams of it,
Holy
with just
shit.
35 milligrams sodium, plus magnesium and zinc. The logic being, Americans get plenty of sodium already, so potassium replenishment
that would
might
actually make
matter
sense.
more. Prime is also potassium forward, about 828 milligrams in a scale.
I mean, the American diet is very heavy in salt, so yeah, it would make sense that you wouldn't need to be drinking something that has a whole lot of sodium in it. So yeah, focusing on the potassium is actually kind of smart.
To 20-ounce serving. But unlike Body Armor, it has very little sodium. At least for me, the potassium must have been the secret ingredient, because for neither of those two did I cramp up. And when it came to Body Armor, I was feeling light as a feather. Look at me bounce!
Look at this. Look how bouncy. Look at me bounce. Look at me bounce. That's really bad for my running form. I'm not gonna do that
Yeah,
anymore.
that
Problem
was
is,
bad for
it
the
tasted horrible. Like, horrible.
This is gonna be rough. Here's the thing.
You know, I actually don't know what it tastes like. My sister-in-law absolutely loves this stuff and has been drinking it for years. She even got my brother hooked on it.
The
A
Body
little,
Armor
I
gave
think.
me like a taste of vomit in my mouth.
Yeah, not the
Ooh,
best for when
the
you're trying to be
bile.
an athlete. But we don't care about tasting vomit here. We care about performance.
Oop.
No.
Oh, damn.
Overall, I'm feeling good. Definitely feeling energetic. Definitely feeling light. I think that's the difference. My muscles feel like they've gotten what they need. You know what it is? It's a bandage. My muscles feel good. I'm still very clearly tired, but my muscles feel good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to run another lap. I'm not going to. My toe hurts.
And zero
Yeah, I think Body Armor is more of a short-term solution, not something you would want to drink for a whole day.
cramps. But there's one other ingredient that we need to talk about that both Prime and Mass have almost none of: sugar. They're both low calorie and low sugar, which is something a lot of people are looking for in their drinks these days. And both focus on spreading out the electrolytes to calcium, magnesium, and zinc as well, as opposed to just sodium and potassium. Mass does the best job of spreading the love. Significant
pretty
amounts
good.
of potassium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, and zinc. The only 5 electrolyte drink in the mix, actually. With both
Impressive.
Prime and Mass, I felt way better after drinking them. I didn't feel heavy or bogged down like I did
Ow.
with the higher calorie drinks. And that alone helped me get through my laps and sprints better, even though the numbers stayed relatively inconsistent. And here's the kicker. Research suggests that sports drinks aren't really the best for people. The most important thing is staying hydrated, and water
Yeah,
is
just
pretty
plain
much
water.
the reigning champ. Even in my case, despite Body Armor seeming like the winner by making my sprint times go down by a whopping 22% and my lap time go down by
Not
a
bad.
full 4 seconds, in almost every other instance, my numbers were inconsistent at best. Powerade and Gatorade made me feel the worst, with Powerade being a clear loser for me because of the previously seen butt cramps. But as far as a winner goes,
Yeah, that's
there isn't
fail.
a clear one. The inconsistent results would point to Body Armor, but the experience points more towards Mass, though that's solely because I preferred the taste. That's completely subjective and might not apply to you. So do sports drinks not actually help you be better at sports? Well, yes and
And no.
See, they don't help us be better at sports. By us, I mean you and me, regular regular
Yeah.
people. Sports
The average Joe, it's pretty much useless on us.
drinks were designed to help athletes perform better. And the research looking at them shows that they do. When it comes to
Oh,
normal
yeah.
people, we just don't train long, hard, or intense enough to really need a sports drink. At the end of the day,
Well, just
water is all
basic.
we need. But a nice flavored sweet drink on a hot day may help give a nice mental boost like the Prime or Mas did for me. But that's all it is, a mental boost. It's not really helping performance. As for athletes, they're pushing their bodies to
They
the
need it.
limit on the field and during training. Especially during longer instances of intense exercise, sports drinks are shown to be more effective in rehydration because those athletes do lose significant amounts of electrolytes and sugar.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though I was pushing myself hard
From the heat of the summer or the stadium to the constant movement and exercise, they need these kinds of drinks. An average Joe like us, all we need is water. Damn it, Salty, how could you?
and sweating profusely, a normal person like me doesn't quite stack up to the elite level of Messi or Brady or other athletes. At the end of the day, they really are just built different. In the end, the winner here isn't
The
about
winner?
crowning some absolute best. It's about knowing what each does and choosing the one that
Yeah.
works for your body, your game, and maybe just your taste buds. For me,
So what, a winner isn't a brand, the winner is you. That's right, all of you out there enjoying this video.
I'll stick to water and whatever tastes best when I'm hot and sweaty. And if I cramp up anyway, at least I'll look good doing it, Messi jersey and all. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Buen provecho. And hey, are we drinking too much?
Alright everyone, that's going to be the end to today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of y'all next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.